Today's video is brought to you by Oxido LED lighting. You might think that you can see just fine at night. Well, I did too, until I did this little upgrade. As you can see from this footage, here is some before Oxido LED lighting, and here is some after Oxido LED lighting. The difference is amazing. With high brightness and easy installation, Oxido LED lighting is definitely the route for you. They're easy to install, and they're available for all makes and models. Click on the link in the description below and enter promo code 612motorsports at checkout to get yourself 15% off. Now back to our video. Good morning and welcome back to another episode of 612 Motorsports. In today's episode, we are going to go for an exhilarating little ride in the 32 Ford Roadster. We're actually going to be heading up to the hot rod shop where we're going to have it checked over and things, but we're just going there today to have them take a peek at it, kind of see what they might need to order or whatever, so we're not holding anybody up as far as it's sitting in the shop for a week or two waiting for a part to show up. If they can get it now, it just saves us that time a little later. But we're going to get right into it. So this is the ride, if you've forgotten. And I'm going to go over a little bit, too, of some of the details of this vehicle. I know I haven't done that yet. You've just kind of seen us get it and me cleaning it up. But I haven't really explained anything about it. And I apologize. That's my bad. I'm sure you guys would like to know some of the details other than it's just one gorgeous machine. So, if you see back here, we have some new tires that came in, and we're waiting on a set of tubes that are back ordered. Because of these Halibran rims, they're a magnesium type, and this car was built about 20 years ago. So these tires are 20 years old, which means they're probably not the greatest. They look great and everything. They're not weather checked or anything of that nature, but as many of you may know, the rubber and the tire starts to break down over time. And it could be a brand new tire sitting on the shelf that's 30 years old, but you wouldn't want to use it because it could explode. And then our problem with the new tires is we need to find somebody that can handle this type of rim without wrecking it. This is magnesium, and they don't make these anymore. When these rims were bought for this car, the guy paid over $2,000 a piece. So we want to be very careful and make sure that we get a machine that is pretty current and does not actually touch the rim itself. The magnesium, it can get kind of brittle and fragile, but yet it's really strong. It's stronger than aluminum, and this is what they run on like the old Ford Cobras, the original ones. That's what these are with the center locks. So it's just some little things like that. We want to have a few little things checked over, being that it had sat for about 20 years. Only driven 1,000 miles in that time frame. So we just want to have it gone through, make sure everything, the seals and everything are good and up to spec for safety too, because we don't want to be driving it and have something go wrong. The old man here is going to fire it up, so we're going to get a cold start out of it. It hasn't been fired up in a few days. So what I'm going to do is hop back here by the exhaust so you can really hear what she sounds like on a fire up. To my ears, boys. I don't know about you, but the smell of nice high octane fuel, the beautiful rumble of that motor gives me goosebumps. Literally, I've got goosebumps. It's crazy. So what I got to do right now, I'm gonna let that warm up for a sec. I got to move the old pig here so we can get out of the driveway. And in and we're off for a cruise. Gosh, she looks good in the sun, doesn't it? That morning light is probably the most ideal. Early morning and twilight. She looks good, she looks good. Sounds even better, to be honest. Yeah. See, we use this bag for the license plate because we've got an original Minnesota 1932 plate on here, but for some reason we can't use that in the state of Florida. So we wanted to stay there for appearances when we're at a show or something, but when we actually want to drive it, we got to put that one on it so we're legal. We've got a little issue with the horn to where sometimes it works and sometimes it doesn't. The reaction of other people is honestly one of the greatest parts about having an old car. It's just kind of neat to see people smile and get excited about something, you know. I mean,
traffic ain't bad, no.
The world's been a little nuts lately, and if a guy can put a smile on somebody's face with something cool, then why the hell not, right? I love these little mirrors. They're molded in nice to the windshield, which lays way back.
Like it, other than when I was looking at the Vol windshields, they have these.
Okay.
Made especially for that windshield.
Right.
About 60-some bucks a piece.
They're just a nice, cute little thing. I don't really know how functional they are because of the tininess, and you get a little, you know, vibration from the car. But they just look cute as hell on there, and they fit so nice. It also matches the nice little rearview mirror, little billet. You can see here the gauge cluster. It's got that nice turned background, and it has the vintage Stewart Warners. Super nice. We'd like to get a tack and mount it on the column here in a little canister, but we got to find the right setup so it doesn't interfere with any of the switches or the key stuff there.
What are you running in that thing, a 440?
385 horse fast burn.
Nice.
So here we are at JW Rod Shop. Let's go in and see what the boys know. Wow, there's some heavy flake in that bad boy. Look at that. I like the white firewalls and big old tubs. It's pretty sweet. All right, let's go in and see what they got. It's always good to see the boys. Holy. Clean her up a little in here. Oh, we like that. Ooh. Hey, this is my little buddy. It always comes and says hi. And then after a couple seconds, she'll lay down and want me to pet. See? How you doing, buddy? Good. Good to see you. Got my friend.
It was registered in 03.
Okay.
A friend of mine had another friend of mine build it. There's only 1,059 pounds on it when I got it. That is great. Pop the side of the hood for him, Sean.
Here, hold on.
Real nice. He was on to look at the valve covers. It's got a 385, that fast burn.
Yeah.
I don't know, that's an oldie, but
Well, it is.
I mean, it was back 20 years ago.
Yeah. But still,
3-inch exhaust.
you know, it does the job though.
Yeah,
I'm sure it makes it scoot along just fine.
yeah, well, yeah.
Yes, sir.
Yeah. Oh, it's a nice car, man. Beautiful.
It was put together real nice. It's got all the right stuff.
Yeah. Yeah, this is really pretty. They did a hell of a job. Beautiful. I like
A
that.
pro bass fisherman built it.
Really nice jelly.
Yeah.
Oh, even the spreader bar molded everything.
Yeah.
But what I like, he kept the license plate for me. It's a 32B, Minnesota.
Nice.
So I put this on it.
Look
When I
at
get
that. How about-
someplace, I take it off.
That'll work.
They won't let us run that plate legally in the
See, even in
state.
here-
No, it's not a.
Even in
You have to
here,
find a Florida tag, unfortunately, a 32 Florida tag.
even this with the little lights in here, the little courtesy lights
Oh, yeah.
in here.
Yeah.
I mean, inside, the wipers.
God, that's a beautiful car.
Howdy, fellas.
How you doing?
Good. How are you guys?
That's not no Ford engine.
No. That's the ugliest thing I've ever seen right there. Right over a bow tie. So we got to get rid of those. I'm pretty sure it's just a sticker or a
See those tires? Are they?
3M double-sided or something on there, but
The date code shows that these are 20 years old. I didn't run into
No.
wreck a room. Hi, Glenn.
Good morning, Mr. Jerry.
How we
Hi.
doing?
How you doing?
Good. Pretty. They were stored good, I can tell you that, because there's no.
Well, the guy.
There's no indication.
Yeah. You know.
there's no checking or weather, wear,
I was afraid to
anything.
drive it. Well, I don't want to drive it too far unless I have you guys, you know, give it your blessing. You know, look it over.
They are in excellent condition, honestly. For the age I'm looking at, I'm going, man, they should have cracks in them. You know, well,
You'd think just from storage, you know.
He had to have stored the car right.
Yeah.
I mean, it was probably, hopefully, you know, he left it up on jacks or something like
Well, the
that.
guy that,
Climate controlled and all.
Roger, the guy that had Mike build this at back
As
home,
long as it was done.
owned a place
Somebody
in
put
St.
it up on
Paul
jack
called
stands or
Little
something, so
Deer
it
Boy.
wasn't sitting on the tires all the time,
Right.
so they didn't get flat
Not
spots.
flat, yeah.
Two-story, all in.
Yeah, no, you don't feel anything when you're driving either. There's,
That's incredible to have that.
yeah.
You were talking about I found out who it is that was actually
Yeah, they did not. No.
kind of go through and look. There were
Yeah, we tell the craftsmanship on things that nobody would ever see. If they spent time and detail there, then the things that you do see are really going to be noticeable.
That's where I see a lot of it.
and
Show car, you're going to do those things.
Yep.
You know, there's a certain level you're going to do that too. You know, each time. It's nice to see it done.
Yes.
Well, all my customers will say, build them for me.
Roadsters, but
Yeah.
man, this
one-
is a
This
beauty.
one is really nice. Put it done.
We got your guys' approval?
Oh, yeah.
Oh, absolutely. This
All
thing
over
was
it.
absolutely stunning.
It's a
I
beautiful
mean,
car.
there was nothing left
Did
untouched.
you tell John about these pins?
Ah, no, no.
He was worried, the builder was
Uh-huh.
worried about the hood sides flapping, scratching.
Right.
So they put the pins in for the guide here.
I
so,
see that.
So it keeps the hood, I mean, that's how
Yeah.
fussy the guy
I
is.
mean,
That just goes to show
It's detail.
the
Yeah.
details. I mean, you can see the detail absolutely everywhere, and you know, it's
There's
just like
nothing
you
in it.
pointed out. You know, I mean, they custom made
Yeah.
tubing.
Yeah. I mean, that's.
I mean,
For-
we're talking flared, the whole 9 yards. All the wiring is all inside of it. I mean,
The original guide.
Yeah. Those are real deal guys.
yeah.
Yeah, that's NOS.
I mean, he had the stuff right there in his 3-story building.
Yeah, I think the only thing we do basically put it on the lift and go through and check, make sure.
The plugs, you know, the
Yeah.
carb.
Yeah.
See the cable on the other side. Maybe Sean, if you want to, lower this side and show him that little kick down deal that comes loose once in a
Oh,
while.
yes, yes.
Can't pick this car apart at all.
No.
I mean, even the wipers work. I think they're 3-speed. I couldn't believe when I put them on, and then I turned down and go slower. I go, holy crap! It would pass inspection all day long with the
Well,
wipers,
see,
the seat belt.
here's the thing.
The lights.
Does it have emergency brake?
Yeah.
You know what we need to do?
What?
We need to have Ed Miller from NSRA
Yeah.
come down
Yeah.
and do an inspection and put a 2021 or 2, whatever.
The 23 sticker, the safety
Whatever
23
sticker
sticker.
on it.
Yeah.
Well, there's signals, there's seatbelts,
That
there's things.
goes a ways with something.
Sure,
It's
it's
a
no problem.
They
So
know that it was inspected, it has all these things are covered, it's all safety.
right. We could tell you one thing,
Yeah.
and you don't know if, oh, it's safe. But if
If it passes those things, well,
Right.
people go, okay. He's even said, all along the way, people when they do that, will actually get it.
so like this guy,
Yeah.
But he comes
it
he
literally
usually comes-
just falls off.
I've had him do
So
several
I don't know
times.
if we just gotta.
You see the horn,
Yeah, there's no
the
lock.
horn, you gotta hit it right in the middle.
If we have to
Sometimes that
adjust
says the horn don't work.
Yeah.
So he's hitting it on the edge.
Yeah.
I don't wanna scare
Just for the
you, but
play,
anyway, if you
even
hit it in the
throttle
middle, it'll
response
work.
and things.
Yeah, you know, for 20 years, I couldn't believe it.
Yeah.
And I made a copy of the title. It says it was registered in '03.
So the car looks like it was done last week.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Well, I know the guy that painted it, Kenny up there. He worked at a body shop up there. He did a Brandywine Nomad for me, a 55, and his boss, Gene Foshing, used to pit for Joe Amato. And they used to fly him in on weekends and stuff. And Kenny's one of the best painters up there. And he painted that. He's buddies, same hometown as Mike that built it.
Remember who Joe Amato's major sponsor was? You know? TRW.
There you go. They'd fly him in, and I go over
Nice.
to Foshings and look at my Nomad or a car he was working on, and they had drags at Northern Minnesota.
Brainerd.
Brainerd International, and there'd be all the big rigs lined up. They'd be partying the night before.
Yeah, they'd be hanging out with him, and
Yeah. Yeah.
Really beautifully built car.
it means a lot when you know hot rod guys that like yourselves that are around this stuff day in and day out. When you guys are impressed, then you know it's
the little
something
stuff
good.
that stands out. It's
Mhm.
the little stuff that will beat it up too.
Yes,
Okay.
I'm a huge detail-oriented guy, and
Well, that's one of the biggest problems we run into in some cases, and I have to explain that to people a lot of times. That you go in gung-ho
yep,
to build the car, okay, and you get, okay, we're going to detail the chassis, we're going to detail the underside of the car, we're going to do this, we're going to do that, and then it gets to the very close to the end of the job, and things start tightening up.
yep,
And they start going, well, don't worry about this, and don't worry about that. So that's the last place you want to cheap out, is the end.
yep.
Because that's all the things you see. Okay?
Everything you
That's
see.
the detail that you go into and go, wow.
Those are the things that'll
Look at that.
stand out like
Look
a
at
sore
that.
thumb to anybody that
Ooh,
looks,
right.
you know.
Look at that. Ooh, look at what they did there. That little thing right there. Nobody does that.
Yeah,
Okay?
yeah.
That's
We just got back from the rod shop, and as you could tell, those guys were very happy with the car, very impressed with the quality, the craftsmanship, and how it was all put together, and the parts used are top-notch. Those guys really were just tickled pink, and they were crawling around all over it and couldn't get enough. They actually didn't want to go back to work. It was kind of funny. But as you can hear in the background, I've just got the electric fan going to help cool it down for a little while. And it's on a manual switch, so you can turn it on and off whenever you want. There's no relay or anything to turn it off once it hits a certain temperature. But that's fine. That's just a better deal for us because we know it's cool. We can let it run as long as we want or as little as we want, which is nice. Well, that's going to wrap her up for today's episode. If you've made it this far, go ahead and go down to the description. I have links to my Instagram account and to my new merch store. I am very happy to announce that I now have merchandise, and the first collection that you'll see is called the Vintage Collection, and it's the beginning of a collection. It's the first edition, and it's actually a vintage photograph of my grandfather pumping gas at a gas station in the late 40s. And I'm proud of it because it's my grandfather, and he was a tremendous man, and it's just really cool to have that kind of history in my family as far as car people go. So you kind of know where I got it from. I mean, it's in my DNA. It has been before I was even born. So go ahead, check out those links. And as always, stay positive, work hard, and make it happen.